relationships, what do they include? What kind of communication? There's all sorts of communication. You know, yelling communication, what kind of communication?
Edifying.
Loving communication. What does loving communication look like? That's good.
Kindness, consideration, putting the other first.
Okay, kindness. So you have to, it's just not blurting something out. It's not just about you, it's just not about what you say, it's how you say it. What now? I mean, we could just we could just stay on the communication thing the rest of the time, right? How about vulnerable communication? We can say the right answer that we know that the other person wants to hear. And parts of us are maybe sort of into that. It's not the whole picture, and we're not really being vulnerable. How many understand that? And then later things come out, and then it gets really weird. You know what I'm saying? But when fear is involved, and that's one thing we're going to talk about. When fear is involved, communication without hiding, how about that? And being able to listen without judgment. How about that? Because communication is twofold. Transmission, reception. Some of us are better transmitters than receptors. Some of us are better receptors than transmitters. Some of us can't tune into the station very well. Some of us don't you know, that's not what I was wanting to, that's not what I meant. And you know, we struggle with our words, you know what I'm saying? So how do you get better at communication?
You fail a lot.
What now?
You fail a lot. I mean, it's a process. If you get better at something, you're going to have, you know, fingers are going to get, if you want to play guitar, your fingers are going to get sore because you have to practice, you have to play. If you don't play, you're not going to, and your fingers are going to, something's going to have to change or be restructured or hurt a little bit in order for that to happen, because it takes a
Practice is good, but we need discipline to know actually how to play the chords.
Discipline is good, but we need the fruit of the Spirit.
I mean, we need a discipline in order to know even how to play the right chords. I mean, we have to look at something else outside of ourselves, and there has to be a desire for relationship in order to have relationship.
So you need some mentoring.
That's where she talked about, you know, we need the Spirit. Well, the Spirit, does the Holy Spirit come in parts? I just need more of the Spirit, like He's come in parts or something. The Spirit, I don't believe the Spirit comes in parts. It's not that we need more of the Holy Spirit. We need a revelation in order to have a relationship. We need to have a revelation that maybe I don't need more of the Spirit, I need less of me. How many know that? When you have honest communication, oftentimes we don't want honest communication because we don't want honest feedback. And then we get weird with honest feedback. This is all about relationships, right? Because how did we initially, as we grew up, found out who we were? find out who we are through the mirror. And as we relate to God, now, how many know that some of us are not very good mirrors? We're like the funny mirrors, you see the points. We overemphasize and de-emphasize, and we're bad mirrors sometimes. We're not very good mirrors. Well, I talked to so-and-so, and they said I was really good at this. When we start going down that path, and people said, what are you doing here? You need a whole other career path. This is not for you. This is not who you are. God's a great mirror. And that's the beauty of a relationship with Him. As we get close to Him, we get into light. And through the mirror, we see ourselves. We see who we are. How about, we can go into all sorts of things about what good relationships mean. Forgiveness is good for relationships. Being able to give forgiveness, receiving forgiveness. One thing I want to talk about today, vulnerability. What kills a relationship is hiding. How many understand this? Because we don't have anything real. If we're not vulnerable, we're wanting people to like us, but we put an image out there. And they don't really know who we are. They like the image. But the closer we get, how many know if you got to live with somebody, you can't put an image on it anymore. The real you's going to jump out. And the real them's going to jump out. Initially, when we see people, we see the image. We're in love with the image, not the person. Eventually, we get past the image. Vulnerability. This is the definition. Uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. How does that feel? How does that feel? How does vulnerability feel? What do you think, Jeff?
Not good.
Not good. Not
Yeah.
good.
Not good. Because it would put you out there in the spotlight. And if you don't want to be in the spotlight on something,
Why? What does that hurt in you?
well,
What is it hurting? The image that you have of you. Not, It's the real you. Why would you hide the real you from the real God who already knows the real you? I mean, as if God doesn't already know. He wants us to be vulnerable, not for Him, for us. That's the only way to grow. And as long as we hide in our relationship with God, we'll never grow. But it's through that relationship with God we realize we're loved when we're a mess. Because God's not like anybody else. It's very difficult to somehow cross over and think there's someone like God. Given this definition, the act of choosing a real relationship is the ultimate risk. Love is uncertain. It's inherently risky because in human relationships, people can leave without a moment's notice, betray us, or stop loving us. Isn't that right? So becoming vulnerable means there's a greater risk of getting criticized or feeling hurt. See, if God is not the base of our life, the foundation of our life, the foundation of our life is built on something else. It's built on other relationships. It's built on other things. And when those those things crumble, what happened to us, we crumble with it. We are made for perfect relationships. Turn to your neighbor and say, you're made for perfect relationships. That's why we need God first. That's why we need God first. Because He will always be there. He will always love us. He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. And when we are secure in Him, and this person over here doesn't like us, we say, well, it doesn't rock my boat because my boat is on the foundation of my relationship with God. I don't have to get all weirded out. They're just having a human moment. Like I do. I've recognized this. This is okay. C.S. Lewis, great quote on vulnerability. It is to love at all is to be vulnerable. Just pause. If we really are not vulnerable in our love, what are we giving the other person? We're not really giving them ourselves. What are we doing, right? He goes on. Love anything, and your heart will be wrung and possibly broken. Some people even have felt this about God. Why? Because we, all of us, including myself, I've been mad at God in my life. Because I have expectations how God's supposed to treat me. We all bring expectations in our relationships. But God actually knows better than I, but it takes a while to figure some of that out. I still struggle with that. If you want to make sure keeping your heart, this is talking about keeping your heart intact, you must give it to no one, not even an animal. If you want to make sure you don't ever get hurt, keep your heart intact. Don't give it away, right? And he says, wrap it up carefully. Round with hobbies and luxuries, avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in the casket or coffin of your selfishness, but in that casket, safe, dark, motionless, airless, it will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable. So love is to be vulnerable. So if you lock yourself away and don't become vulnerable, what actually happens, you block everything out, including love. And you die in yourself. There's a death there. When we're there, we block all the bad out, right? We want to block all the hurt out, but we block all the good out